Hey guys, so today I thought I'd be talking a bit about how the earth works and why it kind of does what it does, and more so about weather, by the way, and also what actually popped into my head for this video idea, because usually I don't like talking about this stuff, but I actually feel quite motivated to today because what popped into my head is the ability to control weather, and it has never been so clear as day to me as to why people think that should happen and why it could be a good idea. Now, no, it wouldn't have any benefits. I'm not going to lie here. The way that Earth works, and I made videos about this on my main channel, so if you want to check that out, you can do so. I always link in the description below my videos, but I did feel like this is more of a vlog topic, and so I'm doing it on this channel, whereas I didn't even have my vlog channel when I did that video, so now it's a bit different. But this is a bit of an updated version anyways. And so the way the earth works is that it's like, and it is a living thing. It is a living thing. And so what it does is that all the weather, all the kind of weather situations that we face is like its core emotions. And so like when it rains or there's a tsunami, anything to do with water really has to do with the earth's emotions. And so just like us, when we cry, we're releasing what no longer serves us. And same with the earth, you know, and I mean, for humans, it's a matter of if we hold on to it or not. But the earth is a very strong, powerful, living thing. And it knows how to function, it knows how to run properly, and it knows how to keep us alive. But again, it's our choice as the human race to decide if we really want to live long lives or not. It's our choice to decide if we want to keep bringing all this shit onto the planet that kills the planet and hurts it, harms it, whatever. And if we choose to do that, then nothing else the earth can really do other than try to be strong and try to help us survive. And if we fuck up, we die, I guess. You know, it's out of the earth's hands. It won't be in the earth's hands forever. And that's just it. Is we have to learn to take responsibility for our actions. And the reason that a fucking weather, for instance, gets out of control, no different from if our lives are spiraling out of control. It's like I said, it's like the earth's way of releasing what no longer serves it. It's the way of the earth's emotions. It's the way that the earth feels. It's not even the feeling necessarily. It's more so, aside from the feeling, it's what you need to do to get rid of that feeling, right? And the earth needs to survive to keep us alive. The earth is never trying to kill us, even though some storms have been drastic enough to kill other living things. You know, that's not the earth's intention. The earth's intention is to get better and keep living, right? No different from us. It's what we want to do too. And so we should understand greatly towards what it's doing. And the reason for this is exactly, we keep bringing bullshit onto the fucking planet, you know, like AI and more technology on top of that. And I wanted to do a separate video about AI because holy shit, it's getting really fucking annoying with me, honestly. Technology is great. And the earth is very, very flexible. The earth is a very flexible living thing. It does not mind. I'm not saying it likes this, but here's where the flexibility comes in. You know, it does not mind us having all this shit on here, but since AI, things have just gotten out of fucking control, and now people are getting out of control with technology, and it's burdening the fucking planet. You know, to me, it really feels like, yeah, we're working on getting rid of plastic and all the other harmful things on this planet, plastic being one of the biggest and most known for its destructive ways of burdening the earth, you know, and our health and other living things' health, especially in the ocean and life, and you know that. So, right, and so that's one of the things that is very toxic to earth, and that's one of the things that we're getting rid of. But to me, it really feels like we're only getting rid of toxic things to bring more toxic things onto this fucking planet. And now with controlling the weather, that's where everything's going to get worse, okay? Controlling the weather, because the weather is what the earth does to survive, okay? And the reason why the weather is not the same every fucking day, sometimes some days may be similar, but the reason why the weather is not the same every single day or every single month or every single year is because, other than the seasons change, but the weather is never the same, is what I'm getting at here. And the reason why the weather never stays the same is because the earth is constantly evolving and changing and shifting into a better life for itself, what it can do to help itself survive, what it can do to give us our best and longest lives. So when we put more poison, for instance, on the earth's poison, what's going to happen to it is that it's going to have to work extra hard to cleanse itself so that we can stay alive and so that it can stay alive and so it can stay as well and as healthy as possible, because trust me, we will not outlive Earth ever in a million years. If we keep doing what we're doing, Earth will not die. We will die, and every living thing on here will die, but Earth won't die, because the thing is you can reach the worst point in your life and still survive that, right? Sometimes you have to push everyone else aside to save yourself at that moment in your life, and you just have to have the ability to be there for yourself, and that's what the Earth has to do too. It's not having the intention to kill us or wipe us out or anything, but what happens is that it gets to the point where it might have to come to that, because we cannot handle the storms it needs to create to keep itself alive anymore. That's when that's gonna fucking change. If we keep all adding in these toxic things, the Earth is not going to be able to keep up with that, and it's just going to have to wipe everything out, and we're not going to be able to handle it because we're too weak to handle that, right? And already, storms have already killed us, so don't tell me I'm wrong, because seriously, storms can kill people, and it does suck, but it can happen. And it will happen if we don't learn what we're doing and more about what we're doing. And so controlling the weather, that's where it's going to get worse. Controlling the weather won't be such a great thing, because you might think it's awesome because we're going to be able to control storms and manipulate them and make them go away faster and whatever, have warmer weather for however longer. And they're going to learn. They're smart people. They're going to learn to, control it in a smart way. If that ever happens, which I do believe it could, unless enough smart people actually step up and say no, because that's stupid. Kind of like moving to Mars. You'll live for 6 minutes without protection, and with protection around your fucking mouth and shit and just your body, you'll live in dog years, basically. Like, you'll live as short of a life as an animal, really. So there's no point. You won't even live to your 16th birthday on Mars, just saying, right? And so it's just like that. Lots of scientists are just like, dude, leave Mars alone. Are you dumb? Like, that's what they do, right? And so, and that's really, really skilled scientists, by the way. The ones that are still actually thinking about it are just the average ones. I'm not gonna lie here, not to be rude or anything, but I learned from like the best scientists, and so do other people like me, and those scientists really dedicate their life to these things, right? And so that's the different story here. And controlling the weather, I kind of keep getting off topic, but controlling the weather, what that's going to do is it's going to be manipulating the Earth's way of living. And if it's being manipulated and tampered with, what's going to happen is that the Earth is going to lose even more control of itself, okay? It is a very intelligent living thing. And if we are fucking around with it, bitch, it's going to fucking do something about it. And again, not to harm us, not to get rid of us, but it has to do what it has to do to survive. And if we're not letting it do that, it's eventually gonna, it's kind of like a volcano. It's gonna fucking start getting really tense and all crazy and not able to control itself. And suddenly one day it's just gonna fucking let it out on all of us, is what's gonna happen if we do not let it do its own thing. And so it needs to be able to control itself, because when it makes it rain, when it makes it thunder and lightning, when it makes fires happen, when it makes floods and tsunamis, whatever the fuck happen, big rainstorms, whatever, sometimes very sunny days, snowy days, all of those things. The reason it does that is for its own fucking reason to survive. And the reason why it's as intense or not so intense on that day or whatever, whenever that storm, or maybe it's not even intense enough to be a storm, that's only as intense as it needs to be. So if we're going around fucking around with the intensities of weather and the weather itself alone, it's gonna fuck the earth up even more. And the earth is gonna lose its shit even faster, especially if we want all this technology and all of this bullshit on this planet. It's gonna kill us even faster. And everyone may be like, YOLO right now, because I know a lot of people fucking do that. But then there's death happening a lot now, and people are like so scared and not wanting it to happen and whatever. And it's just choose one. Do you want to live a long life? Do you want to live a short life? Pick a side, because the earth cannot survive forever, for as long as we are here. But again, the earth will fucking wipe us out before we could ever wipe it out ourselves. And moving to a planet is completely illogical until we even learn to take care of this one. Not to mention, each planet has its own ability to shift in different ways and work in different ways. And they have their own ways of living, okay? Each planet is fucking different. So, really thinking about that, we're gonna have to recreate everything. We're gonna have to learn to eat, drink new things, because water does not exist on Mars. And, the food we eat now does not exist on Mars. Like, it's very, very limited. And bringing shit onto Mars, no different from bringing shit onto Earth, is gonna fuck up the planet's way of living, and then we're gonna fucking die even faster. And the fact that we can't even survive 6 minutes on Mars without protection, that's on its own. We're already, even in suits, even in domes and shit, we're gonna still not live till we're 25 even. And you might think that that's fine, but again, humans don't really seem to know what the fuck they want, because they say, who cares, YOLO, you only live once, whatever, and then they totally just change it because they don't want to die. And it's like, well, pick one, please. Again, planets don't wait forever. Planets are their own living things, and that is why fucking with them fucks with their way of living. And if we fuck with their way of living, it fucks with our way of living, okay? So it's time to really focus on these things and what we can do to keep these things from happening. Because even right now, it's like, if we slowly backed off of the technology and shit and slowly just started taking things away, the earth would also slowly back up. Because I do hold the belief that just stopping with technology and all that, and I'm not saying we have to give up all technology, because like I said, the earth is very flexible, but give up what doesn't need to be here, like AI, for example. That shit can fucking go. Although for blind people or deaf people, that's where it's like my liking for it comes in. But we don't need full ass AI robots, okay? No. We can just have it on our cell phones or, whatever device. It does not need to be its own individual devices, not to mention it's really been kind of driving me crazy, and it really makes me think of us as more being stupid when I think that all of the fucking devices that we've made that have threatened the human race and we're still making them. I don't fucking understand that, but I guess, whatever, I don't know. We are deciding our own fate here, and it's not looking so great, okay? I mean, if we keep fucking with the planet, we're gonna die. And if we try to control the weather ever in the future, we're gonna die even faster. If we move to Mars, we're gonna die. And if we bring all the shit we have on Earth to Mars, we're gonna die even faster. So, it just doesn't work that way. It really doesn't work as we think it's going to work. It's not just an idea or a thought. And this is why I say no really fucking skilled scientist believes in moving to Mars or believes in controlling the weather because they know that that's possible, but they know it's not a good fucking idea, right? It's just idiotic, you know, and if we can't even take care of this planet, there's no point in moving to a whole nother planet. There is no point to it because we're just going to kill that planet too. Well, again, it's going to kill us first. And we're probably going to bring things up in Mars that have never even been discovered before in a way that it's going to kill us. So I would not strongly suggest moving to another planet is a good idea. And Mars has definitely been proven to be like one of the most sustainable planets for the human race. It is not the most sustainable, but it is one of the most sustainable planets, you know, but all of the planets are very deadly for us to live on other than Earth. So it's time to just start taking care of Earth and start recognizing that death, bringing pure death onto the planet, is not good for us, not good for any living thing on this planet, and never going to be good for Earth, which is also a double fucking strike on our part. So it's just going to come back at us even harder because the Earth obviously isn't going to kill itself, right? The Earth is just going to do what it has to do to survive. It's just a matter of if we can fucking handle its way of surviving or not. So I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to go and attempt to do a video on my main channel. And so be sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos. And I will also link my main channel in the description below this video.